Hello everybody, and this is DannyDoo over here, and welcome to TF2 and also to the series called Road to Pro Spy. And today we are going to be looking at the mistakes that I make while playing as a spy through the footages that I've recorded while playing TF2, and correcting the mistakes so that we can avoid it in future while playing as a spy and get better at being a spy. So straight off the bat, I go for the sniper. I wanted to go for the soldier up there, but I couldn't, and I get confused between the scout and the pyro over there. That's mistake number one. Whenever you're going for a stab, you either get the stab and get out of there, or go for a chain stab. So making my way back to their spawn again, I see a demo man just popping his grenades blindly, trying to get someone coming that way, and hopefully I didn't get hit too much, but I was dropped to 24 health, which isn't that bad if you're using a kunai. I wanted to get the health from the engineer, but he just turns around and I couldn't get it. So making my way back again to their spawn, I spot there's a sentry over here which is destroyed by a spy. So I hop down, I get the medic. I wanted to get the soldier as well, but I couldn't, so I get the heavy instead and get out of there. And here I see the engineer coming. I wanted to trick him into a quick stab, but he switches to the shotgun and drops me to a 26 HP, which is not pretty bad as I said earlier if you're using a kunai. I see my team pushing in, so I get back up. I wanted to stab the sentry, but my movements were just messed up, so I couldn't get the sentry in time and be a helpful spy over there. I see the medic healing me and he's not checking me, so I go for the stair stab over there. Again making my way back to their spawn. The mistake I did was that I couldn't get my movements right over there. That was the second mistake, and which should be avoided at all times. Get your movements right. I see the heavy over here. He has no backup to back him up, so I get him. Go for the ones that have no backup so that you can get a successful stab rather than going through a lot of trouble. Go for chain stabs when everybody is actually distracted by your team and not just looking out for you instead. So I wanted to make my way back to their spawn to check if there's an engineer setting up his sentry guns or a sentry nest over here, but I see nothing like that. So I make my way again to the payload and check if everything's going fine, and there's a few soldiers that has been causing trouble. And now here I'm going to be pausing the video and showing you that how you can trick a player into thinking you're his teammate. What I did here was I stopped. I knew that the soldier would look behind him to check if there's a spy coming up his way, and I didn't want to go in there as he was looking behind, so I just stopped there. I waited for him to come out of his spawn after he's reloaded his gun. I used the A and D keys to strafe left and right so that he wouldn't figure out that I'm a spy by judging the speed of a spy and comparing to a scout, as spies are normally slower than scouts. So that happened over there. Moving on, I go up here trying to get a stab on the heavy, but I see there's another spy over here and I get caught in the act. Tip number 3 I guess would be do not go where the other spy is, because spy causes paranoia as caused in the sniper over there, and which can end you up in a bad place like that. But the sniper was constantly looking for a spy to kill, and even though the spy who triggered him died, he was still looking because of the paranoia that has been caused. So never walk into a territory which has been occupied by another spy from your team. And here I get the stab. I go to the payload, and you see my movements are not correct, and you must have good movements as a spy to maneuver through the map, because you won't be having a lot of cloak to keep you hidden if you're using the regular invis watch. I hop down here. I wanted to take down the demo man, but then he dies after running into the sentry gun. And there's a demo man over here. I get him. I don't usually camp around the spawn camps because they can get you through the wall hacks, but I decided to do it because my team was pushing in and it was playing exceptionally good in this round. So yeah, I see in mid-air that the sniper which has just jumped down has no razor back on him, so I switch my direction to the sniper and get him. See the demo man over here, I don't actually do anything because there's a lot of people over here, the engineer, the heavy, and the demo man, which is paranoid and looking for a spy. Might be the demo man that I killed in the start, maybe not. And that's some good movement, maneuvering through the map. I tried to get the soldier here, and I'm going to pause the video again, and you see how the soldier looked at me. He was going to shoot me if I would have ran into him to get a stab, but he didn't. He thought that I'm another spy as I was strafing on the roof of the building under which the sentry was there. So he believed the disguise and he didn't shoot at me or get suspicious about me. Then he jumps down. I see 4 rockets being shot at him and he's still in there. He hasn't died. So I use my revolver and then I kill him for good so that he cannot harm the sentry from here using his rockets. Again, I use the wrong strategy. I make my way back to their spawn from this spot, which isn't what you should be doing, because you should be taking routes which are out of sights. That was inside and I got a bit of damage and got killed later. Again, standing over here, I don't see anybody coming up here except the demo man. So I get him, I get out of there, I see if anybody's around. There's nobody around, so I just take a chill over here. I wanted to go for the soldier again, but as you see, the soldier might be looking at me, but he wasn't. So I think it would have been a good idea if I would have gone for him, but whatever. I stay back here. I try to go for the scout, but the scout actually bumps me and realizes that I'm not one of their teammates and rather a spy. Again, the rule that I just stated, don't be around your spies, also applies for your teammates. As you saw, I was around my pyro and the medic combo. I got shot by something, maybe a rocket or some demo man grenade, something like that. I don't know. I tried to act as a scout over here, but I failed to get the stabs. And here my medic and pyro has been pushing, so I take a stab with it, which wasn't quite impressive, but it was something, so that doesn't matter. Now again, I'm repeating the mistake of being around your teammates, but luckily the soldier doesn't notice it and I can get my stab on him and get away with it. But these guys are paranoid and it would be a bad place for another spy to be in. As you see, everybody is checking their bags and everybody is checking each corner of the place so that they can get rid of the spy. I tried to get a trick stab on this guy, but I couldn't land the trick stab, turning into a field stab instead. So I here make my way back to their spawn, hoping to get some stabs, some good plays. I don't see anybody else coming through the way, so I make my way back to their spawn. I see there's a soldier going there. I drop my cloak and then I make a way for a chain stab, which doesn't quite happen. I wanted to get the medic, but I couldn't, and I don't want to be stuck over there. So I made my way by having 2 snipers and a soldier by a trick stab, which was quite impressive for me because I am too bad with trick stabs. And I make a mistake. I know that's a spy right behind me, the pyro, but I still go for the kill because I just wanted the kill. So mistake number 5, I guess, should be not being greedy about kills. Here I wanted to get the heavy, but he died just before I was about to kill him. I go over here, I see there's nobody following me, which is a good thing. There's a spy over there. I don't want to be over there and repeat any mistakes. I see the soldier shooting at me, but fortunately he doesn't come looking for me. There's I don't know, maybe, okay, that's our team's engineer, I guess. So I don't bother going there because there's a lot of people over there, the enemy teammates. So I don't want to be stuck in between them, as I have only 70% of health, 70 HP, sorry. So I make my way to the enemy team from the other route, and I see nobody's been coming out from the tunnels except the pyro over here. He was about to come out, so I wait here. I wanted to get the pyro, but I couldn't get him through a stab, so I kill him with my revolver. I see the rocket coming at me, but I dodge it. I see the soldier have bumped me, but he didn't react. And the sniper's a spy. I take a note of that. And this soldier is checking his back, so I don't decloak right away. I wanted him to get back into the action and get busy and distracted. Only then I would be dropping my disguise and killing him. And there's the spy disguised as a sniper. I keep my eye on him. I see he's coming for me, and I get him on the matador over there. At least I hope it was a trick stab or a matador. I mean, they both are the same. But yeah, you should be grateful for what you've got over there. So here I wanted to have a 180 stab on the medic, but I couldn't. And as I'm looking at the medic, I get bumped by the soldier over here, which would have been bad if he would have shot me or rocket jumped, but that's okay. And here the soldier, I don't know how does he not die from the first stab, because I guess it was, you know, right on top of him, but that's okay. I look for any other people coming out of their spawn, but I don't find any. That's our spy, I mean a teammate. I see the pyro. I wanted to go for the heavy over there, but I couldn't, as the pyro was near to me and probably distracted. But here I see the pyro changed its direction, and I don't want to be around the pyro. Nobody wants to be. And I make my way back because I see a soldier rocket jumping into the air, might probably be coming this direction. No, he goes to the cart instead. So I drop my cloak. I see something shoot me from behind, but I don't pay attention. I get the heavy and I get the pyro that I was first chasing. And they have put up a vote to kick somebody, which seems to be a spy. And again over here, I try to take the stab on the sniper, and the other sniper gets alert by knowing my direction. I make my way back to their spawn again, and I'm referring to this phrase over and over again that I'm making my way back to their spawn, but that's actually what I'm doing. I'm trying to get back in their spawn and causing a bit of paranoia, as well as in the front line. I see there's a medic coming out of the spawn. I stab him and I take this teleporter down, because you don't want a lot of people, a lot of enemy teammates on the front line and causing your team a hard task to defend the cart. I see there's nobody over here, so I make my way into the back lines, trying to not get bumped by someone. I wait here. I look for people coming this way. So there's a soldier, there's a pyro. They are not checking their backs, and there's the medic I killed, as well as the engineer. They both are not checking their backs. So I get the engineer, but I wasn't able to get the medic, as the medic turned behind and realized that that a spy have stabbed someone. And that is it. Hope you liked it, and goodbye.